Yo, what's going on guys, more Tech Sir here, and today I wanted to talk about the current state of retro handhelds. So 2020 has been a rough year for us all, not gonna lie. COVID hit out of nowhere and we didn't see it coming. But it has been a good year for the retro handhelds, coming from 2019 into 2020, and these keep getting pumped out like there's no tomorrow. In the last year we've had handhelds such as the, I can never pronounce this one, the Retroid Go, Pocket Go 2, RK2020, Power Kitty X19, GPD Win Max, and anbernic's RG series. So there is plenty more that I have not mentioned on this list, but that's just a few. And the list goes on and on and on. So let's take a look at two of the handhelds that will no doubt do battle this summer. So we've got the RG351. Now this has just been announced. Apparently this is coming out in August at some time. And we've got the Retroid Pocket 2, which I will be doing a review on the channel once we get our hands on it. So I just wanted to focus on these two because these are the most two relative devices at the minute in the current retro handheld sphere orb, because these are going to be the two that are coming out sooner. Well, one of them's already out, so but I wanted to put them together, you know, just to get a good idea. Anyway, let's move on. So it seems the RG series is on its heels of the Retroid Pocket 2, and will be releasing, as I say, in around August, back end of August from what I can tell. But the only thing that worries me in the handheld community, the companies that are pushing these out, is there is a big trend that I'm seeing with a lot of these devices. So one company will push out a new handheld with additional features to push it into the front of the pack, so to get up to that step above a device that's just come out, and the other companies will follow suit. It's a very cat and mouse game, sort of like a copycat kind of game, and we have seen this on the RK2020 where the actual OS software was stolen, so forth. So it is a bit cutthroat, the market, I'm not gonna lie, you know, dog eat dog and all that, but nothing really is really taking the devices to the next level. They're doing all this, but they're not, for me, they're not implementing a lot more than they could be. It seems like they're just implementing little things, and they know people will buy it, so they're doing that, and then they're holding things back, and then they'll release another one. Don't know if it's a money marketing tactic, I don't know, you know, it may be that they just haven't got their hands on the tech. For me, I don't know. But one thing that does play a massive part in this is the actual processing power, and it falls short on a lot of devices. So for a lot of devices, the standard should be really now you can play up to Dreamcast, N64, PSP, PS1 and so forth and down. But a lot of the devices say that they can play it, and when push comes to shove, they suck at it. Or they can play it at like 20 frames per second, and there's no point playing it because it's stuttery as hell, you know, for me. And I think that's where they need to take into consideration, instead of putting handhelds out left, right and centre, they need to take a step back and think, well, what can we do? Can we just put a lot of effort and time into one device and push it out, and can we make that? Who knows? But on the flip side, I would be happy to pay £150 to £200 for a handheld that knocks it out of the ballpark, that has every single thing that they can think of putting in, and they can cram it into one unit. For me, you know, I just don't understand it. I mean, let's go back to the RG350 series for a moment. So they've been pushing models out for the last couple of months, and they've been pushing them out left, right and centre, and there's little to no improvements on the actual, let's say, processor, things like that. All they're doing is cosmetic and aesthetic changes. So they're replacing the analog sticks from different positions on the board, they're upgrading it with a better IPS screen, and they're giving it a metal chassis. Yeah, I get it, I really get it, but in that time that you pushed all the models out, wouldn't you have been enabled to maybe take a step back and say, well, we're not going to push this one out, we're going to take a step back, implement a new CPU into it, because we know people are going to buy it anyway, and that's what they've been asking for ages. But no, they just seem to be pushing models out after and after and after again, with just little things that seem pointless for me. I did do a video earlier in the week saying if you're going to get one of the devices, go for the RG350M. I still would recommend that. It's probably the best one out of them all, because it's got the best position for the analog sticks, the case and the display as well. But you know, I just don't know. In the market, it's a strange one at the minute. We could see something really push it out of the ballpark at the end of the year. Who knows? But my final thought is, if you are really looking for an all-round device that actually pushes things to the limit and you can play all the emulators and whatnot, you are actually sitting on a gold mine already. You've actually already got one of these devices. You may be thinking, what the hell am I talking about? Yes, that's right. You've already got one of these. That is a mobile phone. Pretty much all mobile phones now will be able to play a variety of different emulators, pretty much them all at 60 frames per second. Some of them may vary, but you know, if you don't want to spend the money on a retro handheld, you don't want to fork out that $100, 80 pounds, and you just want to play some retro handheld games, utilize what you've already got, utilize the mobile. It can also play Android games, you know, so the world's your oyster in that front. I know for me, the reason why I love retro handhelds is because it's that feel, that aesthetic, you know, playing like I used to have with a Game Boy back in the day, Game Boy Advance, all that feel and everything, and I absolutely love it. So I have got a lot of these devices, and I probably will still get them until something comes along, swoops it off the feet and smashes it out of the park. But if you're just looking for retro games and you don't want to fork that money out, or you can't, then the mobile is a great alternative. And I will be doing some videos on that, showing you how to install ROMs and emulators on your mobile, and just showing you what the emulators are like when they all run on a mobile. I mean, I've got a Huawei P10, pretty old phone now. Phones come out every year with better tech and specs, so I mean that device can still run quite a lot of emulators on it, and it is quite old. Yeah, you may be all thinking, yeah, all my data is getting stolen and so forth, but yeah, that's what you get if you're taking a Huawei phone, people say. So yeah, that's sort of my final thoughts on it. A really quick video, but I just wanted to get this out there because I think it is something that needs to be said, in a sense. I'm not saying the companies aren't amazing that do the work, because they smash the ballparks out, and sometimes it's just an individual who's putting the time and effort into it, and I understand that time and effort goes into it, money costs and everything, and they just want to get the device out, and I totally hats off to you for doing that. I could never do anything like that. So, but I think there is a lot of room for improvement, maybe just putting a bit more time and effort, putting that price point a bit higher, so we can get the CPUs that we want, maybe a bit more implemented into it. But at the same time, will this happen? Who knows? It seems like it's a snail pace race at the minute. One's jumping over another, doing a frog leap, implementing little things, and then they see it and then they say, well, I'm going to put that in my device, and so forth and so forth and so forth. But until, as I say, a developer takes the step and says, you know what, we're going to put it all in, go for it. And another thing is, they know people are going to buy it, because the market is it's booming at the minute for retro handhelds. The community, and it is a niche, but the community is so open, and a lot of people buy the devices because they want to see what it's like, they want to see how good it is. And like me, I will pretty much buy every single device that comes out just because I want to test it, I want to see what it's like, see what improvements they put it on, so forth. So that was it for the video, guys. Hopefully, if you've got any comments below anyway, and what your thoughts are on the actual current situation of retro handhelds, put them down in the comments below, because I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on what you've got to say about it, and what you'd like to see in the future for the retro handhelds coming out, and what do you think they could implement, what ideas you think they could do, and so forth. But until next time, guys, don't forget, if you love this kind of content, we've got some other videos up, I believe, down below there now. And please like, rate, subscribe, and give me them thumbs up. hit that notification bell to get all the new videos updates, and until next time guys, I will see you soon. Enjoy the weather, it's a really nice day here. It's a bit too hot actually in this studio, I'm sweating quite a bit. But until next time guys, stay safe and I'll see you all soon.